Audio Jungle.
All right, so today we have the Smart Dimmer Switch by Brilliant. And this is actually a brand new product that Brilliant announced at CES earlier this year. So actually, as far as I know, we're one of the first channels on YouTube to get this product, because if you look at their website, it still says pre-order, even though it says that new orders ship in September, early September, which is technically now. They don't actually provide or seem to provide any specific shipping dates. So we've got to assume that at least through their order, they're on some sort of a back order or an unknown shipping date. But I was able to grab one of these on Crutchfield, and you can't see that because the camera is too exposed. But I was actually able to grab one of these on Crutchfield, and I'll put a link down in the description if you want to buy one of your own. But this Smart Dimmer Switch is basically Brilliant's expansion from more than just home control into slightly more affordable. I don't want to say affordable too lightly, because this Switch still costs $70, which is kind of insane for a Switch. But as far as smart switches go and smart home control, a slightly more affordable successor to their smart home control right here. Now it's worth noting that this much larger smart home control is necessary, at least one of these, to use the Smart Dimmer Switch. Think of the smart home control as a sort of hub. So you just need at least one of these in your house, and then you can use as many of these as you want, the Smart Dimmer Switches. Now it doesn't have to be the home control with the 4 grooves here, the 4-gang home control, but you can really just look for any one on Brilliant's website with this touchscreen built into it. That's how you know it's a home control. So they sell them as just the touchscreen to replace one switch, touchscreen with 2 grooves, 3 grooves, and 4 grooves respectively to replace however many number of switches you have in your house. But again, you only need one of these, and in theory, you could do up the rest of your house in these smart dimmer switches. Now obviously, these dimmer switches don't have all the capabilities of their big brother, the home control, but I think as we'll find, and at least how Brilliant is positioning it, what we'll find is they're a pretty good medium. You know, what you get for the price, and you're getting a package that still has most of the main features of a smart switch for a lot less money. I think the home controls start at $300, and you can pick one of these up for $70. So in this video, we're just gonna unbox the Smart Dimmer Switch. This is one of the first shipped as far as I know, so we're just gonna handy dandy knife and slice it open and take a look at what's actually inside. So we got a little sticker here. We can just kind of open that. I'm opening it delicately because I want to leave the packaging here in good condition. Pretty standard box. They have a lot of information on the sides, which is helpful. All right, we got one off, and we can just open it like that. Take this bit out, and here we go. All right, so it opens like this. First thing you'll see is the actual switch itself. Now we can just take this. Oh wow, is it screwed in? Look at that, they got the screws in here too. So we'll just, there we go. 1 and 2. All right, get rid of this. Now you'll see that they've included all the wiring. Now to install these in your home, you're gonna need to have a neutral or a ground wire. So make sure when you unscrew your faceplate, you're looking for 3 wires in your electrical for your light switch right there. And I think most homes have these. I'm lucky that mine does, but just something to look out for before purchasing one of these. So in the actual switch itself, you'll find a couple of things. First, you got the groove at the center of the design. We'll just take this plastic off so you can see that better. You got this groove, and I've got to say that feels nicer to the touch than I at first imagined. In the pictures it looked kind of glossy, and I was wondering if my finger would get stuck in here, but you know, on feeling it, it's actually this sort of matte white plastic, and it has a nice, kind of nice feel to it. Now up top you have this gray bar, and what this actually is a motion sensor. The motion sensor can detect if a room is empty, and it can actually turn off the lights. So if you're like me and you're always leaving the lights on whenever you leave a room, this will come in super helpful. Now Brilliant says that they have plans on adding a software update in the future that will allow the motion sensor to actually turn lights on when you enter a room, but for now the motion sensor on the smart dimmer switch can only turn them off. On the bottom here we have another small LED, and this is more just that you can actually find the switch. You know, if you're trying to turn on lights in the middle of the night, nice touch. A little warning on the back, we can take that off. And otherwise, that's pretty much all there is to it. Quite simple packaging. Put that to the side. And what else is inside the box? We got 4 of these wire caps here. You can use these to twist a few wires together. Might be helpful in installation. A little handbook for instructions. Open that up. They have some nice installation labels telling you which wire is which and where to put them, which is kind of nice. And then directions for using their app as well, which is super important if you're going for smart switches. So there we have it. That's the box. That's pretty much everything in it. Guided installation from their app. And there's your Brilliant smart switch. Now I want to take a little bit to talk more about what a smart switch is, why it might be useful, and what kind of consumer might be most interested in it. If you're into the smart home space at all, you've almost certainly heard of smart lights. You know, your Philips Hue, your LIFX. Sometimes they have color, sometimes they don't, but the feature they all share in common is that they can be controlled through your phone, either through some sort of a hub or just by connecting directly to Wi-Fi. Now, for many people, it can be quite a pain and an expense, not to mention an enormous burden on your Wi-Fi network if you're using bulbs that connect directly to Wi-Fi, to replace all the bulbs in your house with smart bulbs. And that's where smart switches are a compelling solution. Whether you go with Brilliance or somebody else's, what smart switches do is they take that smart functionality that usually exists in the bulb and they bring it right to the switch itself. And that means that with one of these smart switches, you can just put this into the wall, and then from your phone or computer or wherever else, you can control whether all the lights connected to that switch get power or not. And in that way, you know, many see it as a more efficient way, a more cost-effective way of making their home connected. Because you can take even normal, one might say dumb lights, and make them smart and schedulable and controllable. And in doing that, you're able to take a gentle step into the world of smart home tech. So it's actually a really great first step. If you're able to put up with the pesky installation, it's a great first step into the world of smart home tech. Now, we're gonna be doing another full in-depth review on this guy. So make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and in the comments, tell me whether you would go for a smart switch or a smart bulb. I'd love to find out. We'll have a full review video coming soon, and until then, see you next time.